Okay, it's 6:53, and this is the City of Sandy Oaks Park Advisory Committee meeting on May 11th, 2021 at 6:53. Notice is hereby given that the meeting of the Sandy Oaks Park Advisory Committee will be held Tuesday, May 11th, and I already said at 6:53 p.m. by telephonic video conferencing for the purpose of considering the following agenda items. I'm getting tongue-tied. All agenda items are subject to action in an effort to advance the public health goal of limiting face-to-face meetings, also called social distancing, to slow the spread of the coronavirus COVID-19. There will be no in-person public access to the meeting. The public may participate in this meeting by using the link, and I won't read it out because it's on the agenda, which is also on the website. And uh, I won't read out all the numbers that you can access the meeting by. The public will be permitted to offer public comments telephonically or by audio as provided by the agenda and as permitted by the presiding officer during the meeting. Written questions or comments may be submitted to the chairperson up to 2 hours before the meeting by emailing uh, trapino at thecityofsandyoaks.com, and I received none. So um, uh, I will call the meeting to order, and we'll have a quorum call. And the mayor, Mayor Ball, is here. I'll answer for her. Gloria,
I'm here.
Raylyn,
Here.
Ann,
Here.
Charles.
I hear.
Okay, and I'm here. So we have a quorum. I answered for you, Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am.
If you'll take one and pass it on.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and as I've already, I'll move on to agenda item 2, which is citizens to be heard. And as I stated earlier, no one contacted me, and so there are no comments from the citizens. So I'll move on to agenda item number 3, discuss impossible action on progress for the butterfly site. It's May now. I guess we have trouble getting to it right now because of all the things that have been going on. So do we want to set a date or try and get a group of us together to go out there and start doing things?
What is needed? Do we have a list of items of what needs to happen?
One thing that
Okay.
needs to happen is that we need to finish painting the benches out there, and then we need to paint those stands
Is this in the area, the
in the
butterfly?
butterfly area.
Okay, so paint.
We do
benches.
have paint,
Yeah, we just
and
need
we need
to
to
find a day.
locate it.
And you're talking about those green
What
stand, the scorecard stands?
Yes,
Yeah.
those, and then I think there's 2 more benches. And I really
Yeah.
think that the bridge should be painted. It'll look better.
Is the wood still viable?
It is. I walked across it, and I'm
I
both
didn't
sides,
go
so-
right.
Please.
Oh my God.
It,
Yeah,
it looks
I've
all right,
walked
but I
it
didn't go
several
down there
times.
to inspect
Wait,
it.
say it again, Charles?
I said I've walked it several times and it's in decent shape.
Yeah,
Okay,
I've walked on it too. Of course, I'm not as heavy as I used to be, but yeah.
you're half the man you used to be.
It's true, yeah.
That's okay. I got it, and I walked on it. So
Okay, so those are significant projects right there. What else for the butterfly garden? Are we talking about beds that need to be built and assembled and prepared?
I have a list of material to build beds. It's about $183, $185, unless prices have gone up in the last week again.
Probably $1,000 now.
What I'd like to do is pick up a check, put the material on my trailer, and that way, if we don't finish one day, we don't have to move the material into the yard and out of the yard. We just leave it on the trailer. And then I'd like to try to con Alderman Crickmer into using his dump bed to get some compost for the planting beds and different areas where we might want to put plants. The water wagon is together and painted. I still have to mount the tank. But I think we're ready to roll on it. If we can stop the rain long enough to get out and do something.
And that is the problem. We are in the rainy season.
Well, they said after this week, it should probably dry up.
We'll be crying for rain.
You'll be crying for rain 'cause it's gonna be hot.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
So, I know that we've been relying mostly on the members of this committee to do this type of stuff. Do you want to put a call out to the community to see if we have volunteers that want to help out? Because the more hands, the faster it goes.
And we've tried to do this before. And that,
Well, I know
kind of
Mary-
bothers me.
Mary Alman is very interested in helping with plants, and Doug Thomasini said he would help with the plants. So, yeah,
Whatever happened to our Ashley Del Real?
I don't know. She just sort of, when her husband, went off to work and doesn't come back for months at a time, I guess she just sort of got busy.
Well, I'm sure that we can count on, did Rue join us? No. But Rue and her kids would probably help out. And I think if we put a call out, even if we got, only 2 or 3 people, that's still 2 or 3 that we don't have.
Extra hand. Yeah.
So what we need to do is pick a date and a very specific list of what we're going to do on that date. Because if you just ask for volunteers, you don't tell them what you need them for, you're not going to get people.
It's like we did with the bench.
Right.
We had a a project, and
This is who was there.
Yeah, right. And
Right.
we got it done, or most
Well, we
of
haven't
it.
got the wood on yet.
No.
I know. Every day when we walk around, it's like, oh, we need to get that.
I was planning on bringing some
We do have the
sawhorses
wood,
down
right?
so we could just put them on there, paint it, and
Yeah.
Charles, we have the wood for the bench at the baseball.
yes, ma'am. It was in the container
con-
box the last
okay.
time we worked on it.
Yeah, we
Oh, that's right. It's over there. In
we
the-
better watch it because it goes for a fortune now.
it was where?
It's in the storage.
The Connex box. That's in
Oh,
the
okay,
maintenance yard.
then it's safe. Then.
Yeah. So, Charles, since the butterfly garden is kind of your project and you have a material list and everything, do you want to do a little write-up and maybe put that out on social media to see if we can get some people interested? And we need to pick a date.
Okay, I'm looking at the calendar and I'm thinking like the 22nd, because the 15th, I know we got Penny Paws working in the park.
And market days.
And yeah, market day. So I think there's going to be plenty of people in the park, but I think they're going to be doing other things.
Right.
So I'm thinking maybe the 22nd.
I think that would be good.
Is the
Okay.
22nd? Let's see.
It's a Saturday.
Okay. Yeah, it's a Saturday, but it's not this Saturday, right?
And instead of starting at 10, because
the
we know
dogs
it
are
gets
out.
hot, can we start earlier, like 9?
It's
You're not
okay.
gonna be here the 22nd? Okay. Just leave those two.
They're dragging me with them.
Oh, they're the reason you won't be
They're the
here.
reason I'm gonna be here.
No, we can do it. I think I'll be here.
Yeah, we're gone the last time we met.
I know. I keep
I
leaving when
was
you're
gonna do-
working.
Mhm.
I went to a meeting this Saturday and nobody was there. It was someplace else.
Oh, I was gonna say,
I
sounds like
sat
something
there
I
and
would
sat
do.
there and sat there and
Okay, so we're looking at the 22nd, 9 AM. We're gonna meet. Uh, I will get the material. We can lay out the beds. Uh, we can get the boards painted that day. I'll bring some sawhorses. We can lay them out and get the painting on them.
Have some sawhorses as well.
Okay. Uh,
They're gonna be here.
Yeah, if you can put a material list together and share it with everyone here, then
Yep.
and then that way we can at least start the conversation like, oh, we probably need this and I've got one of those, or we need to go get one or whatever. And that way
Okay.
maybe we'll be a little bit more prepared, and we can always reach out to the community if if we need something that we don't have.
oh, okay. Let me ask Ann and Ray Lynn, you said we have 2 benches left over in the uh small walking area that need to be done. Do we need
Yes.
boards? We need
That's correct.
boards or we need,
What's that?
do we need boards or we just need to
No.
paint them or what?
Yeah, just to paint them.
Yeah, the
That's
boards
true.
have already been
We can do
replaced.
that during this week, if it's not raining. I can
We
go out
we
there.
may be able to get it done this week if we get a dry day.
you have spray.
Just
or-
because we're out there
Well,
anyway, and so we can paint them real quick, probably.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on having a dry day though this week.
Oh, for real?
Uh,
Yeah, they said it was gonna be wet this week,
Oh, okay.
but you never know.
It's a toss-up.
Walking tomorrow, I think it's gonna be raining.
Or we could leave those 2 benches till the 22nd. Maybe we get, you know, once we get people in there and get their hands on something, I think maybe we can, look
Move forward.
forward to some more citizen participation.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So, all right, I'm gonna write it up for the 22nd, 9 AM. There'll be some painting and there'll be some bed layout. Do we have enough paint to attack painting the bridge now, or do we need to?
I'm pretty sure we've got
Yeah,
enough because we've
there's-
got,
There's
Depends on what colors you
two-
want.
I want a rainbow bridge.
You
There's
want
5 gallons.
Seriously, every board a different color.
That'd be
We've got
nice.
Pepto
Yeah, it'd be
Bismol and we've got the
Teal.
turquoise.
Pepto
We
Bismol.
need
Teal.
some
5
lime
gallon.
green and some sunshine yellow.
Well,
There's also a
then
blue.
people will start dumping their dead dogs.
The rainbow
God.
rainbow motif seems to be popular these days, so
Yeah.
Hey, it's inclusive.
that's what I'm thinking.
But what I call that is being frugal. We have the materials and we're being creative.
I have some white. at
You
home.
know, and if everybody doesn't like it, we have a first coat down, we can paint it all one color later.
That's
Okay,
the beauty of paint. You can always paint over it. Okay, so we would need like rollers and brushes.
I got material. I got brushes.
I got
I
some
got the little
rollers.
rollers.
I don't know if they,
I think we threw the other stuff away from the last time. I threw it away.
May have, yeah.
But I got.
So we'll
brushes and
need
stuff.
paint trays if we're gonna use rollers.
We hit Dollar Tree and got a bunch of that stuff.
Okay.
Mhm.
I don't know how much we have left, but
I got bags of it.
Well, I think that's a good idea, Charles. Let's get you to put together the project list and the
Okay.
list of supplies, and then share that with everyone here, and then let's kind of all figure out what we need. I'm sure that John Crickmer, if he's not out hunting snakes, would be more than thrilled to join us.
Okay,
Hmm,
he has in the past, but
yeah.
And we do have snakes here, so.
yeah, he can hunt snakes.
Oh, no.
while he's
He
working.
goes
I know.
south for big stuff.
Yeah.
okay, so we have that set up. So I'll move on to agenda item number 4, discussing possible action on the status of the grant submission. Well, I've got that Mr. Gary Smith from Grantworks kind of PO'd at me because I called him so many times. but he is working on that other grant, and he promises to call me this week, I think. Is what he
Remember, the
said.
grant submissions were May 3rd. So that they finished all that up like Friday.
Oh, they did. So
Yeah,
he
so
said
he
he would
should be
call me
contacting you this week.
That's what he told me he would
Yeah.
do.
Oh, so they
So-
had to be in by May 3rd?
Not
Not
this
this
one,
one.
the one
Oh.
that we're working on with.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Different.
And they haven't
Gotcha.
even announced the opening yet of these two grants, so they should do that
Oh.
this month.
And I think based on his email, we still have plenty of time. They've
Yeah.
pushed out the date
Yeah, right.
anyway.
Yes, so,
Okay.
and so we just have to decide really, what we want to do with it, so. So once he talks to me, I'll call the other guy, the Dan Reese from the state, and see what, because there are two grants. There's the Parks and Wildlife Grant, and then there's the Trail Grant, which is the federal grant, and the Parks and Wildlife is the state grant, and one's 20 and one's 50% match. So once he calls, I'll put it on the agenda for the next meeting again, and we'll have some better idea of what we're going to shoot for.
Okay.
So I'll move on to agenda item number 5, discuss and possible action on the status of progress to make the baseball field operational. I know that the equipment was ordered. I don't know if it came in or not. It did come in?
I know some of it
It
has.
did, but I think she sent it back.
Oh,
She did not order exactly what you wanted. What she ordered was they're thicker than the temporary ones that you had, but they didn't have the anchors in them.
oh.
And I said, "No, you gotta have anchors."
Well, I think I've got them in my truck because I ordered some too. And when we were ordering those, I ordered a set, Charles ordered a set, and they were thin. I ordered a set. that
Yeah,
were
we saw
thicker.
those, yeah.
Yeah. I have still in my truck. I never brought them in, but we could use them for people that just want to go out there.
Just
and
playing and
Doesn't
all.
work.
yeah. And then use the ones that are attachable for the serious games. So,
Pick a chair. No, it's your baseball stuff. Just put it in a chair or something.
is that the ones that we had from before?
No,
the
these are the
thin
ones
ones?
I think she ordered.
Oh, she hadn't sent them back yet.
I
Huh?
don't think so.
Okay.
So,
Well, you don't have to open them up again.
I thought they were open, but basically
Oh,
they're just the.
Yeah, that's the,
Can you see?
that's not what we wanted.
No, this is not what we wanted. So I think she's going to send these back. She ordered these thinking they were cheaper. And I said, no. We purposely wanted the others because we're going to set the anchors in the ground.
Well, God bless her. She's looking out for
I know
our
she is.
economy. So,
Yes.
okay. Well, we will talk about that once we get the other stuff. And,
Yeah.
And I understand that
Mariana Mon is the one that she knows about the baseball field.
oh,
George was always working and she's the one that,
so she can help us.
I think so. I think
Okay, so
she's just got to get a release from her doctor
Mhm.
so far.
good.
And I think
Actually,
she's-
she knows all the dimensions and
I
all that.
think-
And how,
yes.
okay, well, that's good. So
And
when we
Something else probably fell down.
is this place haunted?
it may be haunted. That may be why the roof leaks. You know,
Noises
and
going
ghosts.
on around here.
It's falling apart.
Well,
So,
they did have
Should we
a
work on
tornado in McMullen County. Maybe it got up here.
so the other thing,
The asphalt bag that was up there.
it fell.
Oh, no. It's destroyed the
The
new
asphalt
step.
bag fell off the roof. Jeez Louise.
Oh, no.
What's the asphalt
No,
bag?
off the side.
Okay,
It's holding the stuff
Yeah,
down.
just don't ruin the new
Oh.
step.
Well, maybe it won't rain anymore.
So-
She sent this to me. Now, see, this is just, she might as well be, it's a picture
Uh-huh.
of
The
It
layout
might
and
be
the
the, yeah,
dimensions.
and it might be the same one that Charles
Yeah, I
had.
think it is.
I'm not sure.
Charles had it for like Little League and then for
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
the
then see,
juniors.
that's more
Yeah.
than what this is, I guess.
But I do have an update for you because we talked
Okay.
about grading the area.
Yeah, with the,
Dave Totten, all we got to do is tell him when and where, and he will love to get on his tractor and come out there and do that for us.
okay,
So, and I
And-
think Priscilla has the blade, or she knows. In fact, I think Dave says he has one. So we just need to tell him when and where, and he'll be happy to do it.
This weather just needs to
why
get
don't you
better.
guess that we get some,
That's it.
let's do one project at a time and then move on to that. I don't know what your
Well,
thoughts are.
My thought was in looking at, now I'm paying attention when I watch it, when I see a baseball game. I'm looking, going, oh, okay, got it. So for the most part, your infield, there is no grass.
It's dirt.
It's mostly
Yeah,
dirt.
it's sand.
Yeah.
It's I forget what they call it.
Yeah.
but-
It's like a clay.
Yeah,
Yeah. So the point there is that it could, just clearing it, at least getting all of the vegetation out of there. That'll get the
Right.
stickers out of there. So at least within your infield area, it's clear.
right. And there is a specific type of surface that you buy to put it
Hmm.
down.
Yeah.
But the problem with the infield is setting it up according to regulation.
Right.
And that's what we need the expertise for.
So anyway, just know that you have Dave available
Okay,
when y'all are ready, and he's more than happy. He loves riding his tractor.
sounds great.
Sounds like Victor. And he has a box blade or whatever
There you
call
go.
it, so if
The two of them, turn
Oh
them
my
loose out there.
gosh.
it could be,
We might have several baseball fields.
and the soccer field and a volleyball.
And a volleyball.
Okay, so then I will move on to, if nobody has anything else to add to that, I will move on to agenda item number 6, which is discuss and possible action on selecting U.S. manufactured steel exercise equipment. I talked to the guy who supplied the catalog items that we saw, and it is steel made in the U.S.
Awesome.
At least that's what he told me, so.
Okay.
So if we do want to select any of those items, once we get grant money for that, then they will pay for it.
I would hope that by the time we get to that point, that the price, everything that we're wanting to do, the price has gone up on.
Oh, yeah.
Wood and steel,
Yeah. Everything.
everything. So
Yes, well,
let's hope by the time we get to that point,
yes, when things haven't
things have
gone up,
leveled out a little bit.
right. But I also am going to want from them something that says this is manufactured. in-
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll move on to,
Hold on.
any
Before
questions?
you-
Wait, he's
Go ahead.
Before we move on, Mickey, today in my email, I got the interim final rule for the American Rescue Act.
You did?
Yeah. And I cogitated on it all day long, and it still doesn't answer a lot of questions. But one of the things that they're authorizing is things to improve mental and physical health. So when we talk about exercise, we might look at funding some of that with the American Rescue Act money.
That would be awesome. Then we wouldn't even have to use grant money for that. We could use grant money for something else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's the
And,
million plus we're
A
going to get.
million, yeah, million,
Do we know when we're going to get that?
1,020,000.
Yeah.
And what I heard was yesterday was the deadline for the Treasury to deposit the money with the state. By law, they had to deposit it with the state. We will get our funding through the state. Now, it's supposed to be what I was told, 60 days from when it was approved, which I'm operating on June 25th. I think that was March 25th was the date that it was approved. And by law, they had 60 days. No, must be 90 days for it to be June. Yeah. So we should be getting something. And we're not getting it all at once. We'll get two
Yeah,
deposits.
understood the first deposit had to be made within 60 days.
So then that would be
So-
March 25th.
So that would be this month.
Yes, May
Oh.
25th. And we are already set up for the requirements to receive that money. I don't know if in the latest document that you received, if it talked about that, but we have to have an account set up, which is done. We have to have a DUNS number, which is done, and we have to have a SAM number. It's a government purchase
Yeah,
authorization.
well, we need Duns and Sam for grant money
Grant.
anyhow.
Yeah. you can't
Exactly.
get
So
it
we
right.
already have all that. We've had the DUNS number for a few years, so we're set up. Nobody has contacted me from the state to ask me for the account information, but whatever we get goes into a separate account.
Makes me nervous.
And then I know, well, it goes on your investment report. But then again, we still don't know what we can do with that money. And I'm afraid that it reminds me of a poster I saw when I first started working in the phone company. And it said, just when I thought I knew all the answers, they went and changed the questions.
Yeah.
Well, that is true.
That is the government for you.
I wrote a book about that. Catch 20.
And another thing we may be able to look at is a city translator because of our need to service the disadvantaged community. But that's a whole different question.
You know, you can get, there's a service you can call and get translation on. You don't need to hire a translator. There's a phone number that you can call and you have to pay for it, but you can do that. You can do it over the computer. You can get a visual. I used it all the time when I was working in the hospital, or you can just get a telephonic one. And you can get a hearing impaired one too.
Well, my
Is picking up on the speaker.
Oh,
my consideration there is the fact that our local community does not speak Castellan Spanish.
Right.
And most of the translation services like that translate strictly into Spanish from Spain.
I beg to differ because in the hospital, we got patients from every walk of life, and they spoke the Vulgate or the common language.
Mhm.
And so we used,
Spanglish, Texican.
and so they translate it.
I think
Yeah,
they translate
I'd
well enough.
like to get a service that teaches Tex-Mex for rednecks.
You just have to go out on the street there.
That would be real helpful
Actually,
for me.
Actually, that fits under agenda item number 7.
If we need a translator, I can translate.
Exactly.
I mean,
What are we translating?
what are we translating?
What are we translating? Well, I think Charles is thinking more like from, are you thinking about document translation or verbal translation? Council meetings?
I'm a volunteer. You don't have to hire anybody. I'm here.
all
Speak.
all of the above.
I'm here.
I'm still getting negative feedback because ordinances aren't available in Spanish. We don't know what's going on because we don't read English, and you know, we've got a community that's, you know, feels like they're underserved, whether that's true or not. Then on the other hand, if you put me in the middle of Brazil, I don't speak any Portuguese at all. I would feel
Sorry, Tom's messing with the equipment here.
that's all right. Anyhow, we'll let that go and move right along.
And so, wait, before you move along, because you brought up the subject, of those individuals who are asking, are they Spanish speakers needing assistance, or are they English?
Mostly it's bilingual people telling me about, you know, how their neighbors feel.
Okay.
Well,
I don't have a problem translating any documents.
Well, here's the issue with translating official documents.
you have to
They
an
have to
official
be
translation.
officially translated.
Yes,
That's why they're not translated.
and it has to be stamped.
Because if we translate something and it skews the meaning,
Or it's misinformation. they can use
Exactly.
it as misinformation.
exactly.
Got it.
Now, it's different if somebody wants to sit with that individual, which sorry, I just found the mute button. I like it. um, okay, we're back.
Yeah. I read sign language, Mickey. Keep the hand out of the picture.
Okay, if we have no more on that subject, I'll move on to agenda item 7, discuss and possible action on the uses for the new Sandy Oaks Community Center. And I know we spoke about this in the last council meeting, but Gloria asked to have this put on here. In the council meeting, we wanted to make this the uses of the community center broad, and I think we pretty much put the burden of what went on in there with Gloria,
Mhm.
if I remember correctly. But she,
Good Lord.
It's all falling down.
oh, my car's out there, hoping not
Do we
falling.
need to
What, is
evacuate?
it windy? Is it windy or?
It
is
was starting to pick up when I got here, and I got here much later than you did. It
Mhm.
was starting to pick up.
Is it raining or?
No, it was not. It just got windy.
What was it?
broke?
Sorry,
The
the
bags are
asphalt's
sliding
sliding
off.
off the roof.
Oh, Lord.
Of the tile?
The bags that are holding
Oh,
they're sliding off.
man,
The
watch
rain.
out when you walk out.
Yeah, no kidding.
Are they gonna need to be put back to keep the,
Not tonight.
okay.
There should be Gorilla Tape holding it down as well. And as long as we don't get a lot of wind,
Well, I guess commercials. Hello?
that was
Sounds
weird.
like a duck.
Just
Charles, you got company?
Nope.
Okay, so
Is this place-
that's why I put this on there.
Um,
So you want to speak to it?
Sure.
Jordan?
Since the old building is by itself now, we thought that it would be a good idea to kind of do activities in there or use it for something to benefit the community. The ladies and I spoke about it, maybe have like bingo night or classes like crocheting classes, craft classes, and just people come in, sign up and join us. Maybe rent it out for events like maybe a baby shower or conference meetings, group meetings, stuff like that. It's a pretty big space. It has bathrooms, it has running water, electricity. Nothing illegal. Nothing
Please.
illegal. My main concern with it would just be everything else I can do. I can be there for signups for anything else. Also, like that equipment, the rental equipment, I think would be great to be held in there. And I volunteer to take care of that.
So I do have a commitment already,
Okay.
starting on Friday, June 11th. And I want to say it starts at 11 o'clock. I'll have to confirm that. I signed up. There's a resident that lives out here, and it's the second person who's contacted me about the same thing. There is a group called Be a Champion. And on Fridays, every Friday, starting June 11th until September, October, I can't remember, 200 families will be served food, weeks worth of food. And it's really for the students. And so we will need help with receiving. I asked her specifically if any of this is perishable because we don't have refrigeration. But we do have the ability to store non-perishables. So I'll be getting more details from her specifically on, that's wind, everybody,
That's
just
just
so
the
you
wind.
know.
Go through the plastic.
It's not moving, so we're good.
Gonna fly away.
You learned.
If these two buildings separate, we're in trouble.
We're all in the same unit. No, we're not.
Oh,
They're in a different one. So anyway, that'll be happening every Friday. And I want to say it's between 11 and 2
every Friday.
every Friday, starting June 11th.
That's wonderful.
Now, who's in charge of this?
I don't know yet. Oh, it can't be me because I'm not going to be here, but I'm going to check with the lady that that contacted me about it because I want to make sure, does somebody from her organization need to be there or is it just us? I don't know.
I personally would like
Somebody from them.
somebody from
To help.
us to be there to
Oh.
help, just to show face, just to
Yes.
be there. And we are responsible for the building, so that
Well, and I signed documents committing us to this. So the city is invested in it. So we'll have that going. I know there's a couple of other things that people have been asking for. One is to start up an AA or a NA, whichever, maybe we need both. I
Or
don't
the
know.
OA.
What's OA? Overeaters?
Overeaters, yeah.
oh, I'm
What
the
is
first
it?
one to sign up. Where do I sign up?
Overeaters Anonymous.
And will there be snacks?
You are not in charge.
Sorry.
I belong to Overeaters Anonymous. I used to go all the time.
But I know somebody
Did you really?
who was interested in the AA approach.
That's great.
Catherine Gruber that lives down here on New Mathis. So we could reach out to her. And I know that CJ's daughter was as well, but she moved to New Mexico. So the commute's just not
Yeah.
conducive
Right
right
around
now.
the corner.
No, you
But-
just call up AA or OA. They probably know, they probably would be glad to have another
Well, probably
location.
so.
Yeah.
And we need to be very sensitive. If we're going to do something like that, you have to be very sensitive because the whole nature of those is anonymous.
Anonymous.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily want to advertise it, but then I don't know how you get the word out if
No,
you're not advertising.
Yeah,
They
true.
really don't care. Believe me.
Really?
They don't care as long as people aren't out there broadcasting their names.
Well, yeah.
Watching to
No
see who's
videos,
going
no
in
I
and
mean,
out.
they openly let people know where the meetings are because they want to help people that
Exactly.
have those.
A safe place for them to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that we probably need to work on.
That's the
Make a
meeting I
little-
went to last Saturday and nobody sat there. eating
Charles,
a
give us
sandwich.
The other thing is, from the time that I moved out here, senior activities. That is a huge thing, is senior activities. They want to be able to get together. What I'd like to see is maybe at least 2 blocks a week that are set aside specifically for senior activities. Whether they want to sew, they want to play dominoes, they want to knit and crochet, whatever they want to do. And we just need to reach out to a few of those to let them know that this is available.
Yeah.
And what is it that y'all want to do?
Mhm.
Maybe they just want to sit around and drink coffee and
Just
gossip.
somewhere to kind of flock
Gather.
to and gather.
exactly.
I think it would be really
And things are getting
helpful.
safer now.
Yes.
As long as
Mhm.
people are vaccinated, everything seems to be working out very well. And I know the seniors especially, this has probably been really hard on them, being
Cooped up.
Mhm.
cooped up and really isolated
Isolated,
for
yeah.
such a long time. So those are kind of my ideas. I would like to somehow come up with teen, young adult, some kind of activities. So, when
I
my
was-
kids were growing up,
Yeah.
they had like a teen night.
Well, there's
Sock
growing
hops
up
and
like a rec
stuff.
center. We had one and we could go do our homework there, and then afterwards, sometimes just watch a movie. But you're amongst. Well, what would you like?
Well, that's why I'm saying, because
Hmm.
that was a long, long time ago for me.
What do you think would be good?
Honestly, or just like a bunch of what's the-
Games, board games.
Like
Oh,
foosball.
like foosball,
um,
pool,
cool stuff like
table
Oh,
that.
geez.
Stuff
I
like
don't think we got enough room in there
It's
for
gonna
that.
have to be a Murphy pool table.
Yeah, it would
They
take
have
up
those-
space
those
and
table
that would be a
tennis,
problem.
air hockey,
Oh, the
table,
like 5-in-1 type of
5-in-1
thing.
that they roll
And you just
over.
fold up and
and
Oh,
then
that's a
fold
good
it
idea.
like a Murphy, and you put
Yeah.
it back and you just roll the table over, and they have different games on there.
Could you try to find out what that's called and what it costs?
it's a 5-in-1 and they're at Sam's and they're $260.
Well, there you go. She's already looked into it.
So Diego, that would be
Yeah, that'd be something.
that would be something good. Okay. And
Yeah,
that
and
was at
then
Walmart?
just some Sam's.
Oh, Sam's.
Somebody just be there,
Yeah, you'd have to have some
Like a
control.
chaperone or
Well,
whatever.
remember,
yeah.
we still have cameras inside the building.
Yeah,
we
but
still have
again,
cameras.
especially with teens. I wouldn't want to leave them there alone.
Right. Yeah, we'd need some kind of, I don't want to necessarily call it supervision, but it must
Somebody to
definitely have
run the
be.
place. That's
Well,
just what it is. It's
yeah.
somebody to run the place.
Make
Right.
sure you don't have fights or
Right.
No,
put
it
holes
just
in the
as
walls.
a again, if somebody's gonna go and want to use the equipment for the baseball, somebody needs to check that stuff out and keep count of what we have. Maybe put some books in there. Somebody could go get books. I know we have books.
chess, checkers. I don't know what all they're
I
into.
can reach out to the book lady that goes to market day and she can probably
Present.
we could set something up once
Well,
a
that
week.
or we have the little
That library?
libraries.
Oh, yes,
Whatever
the
those
li-
are.
The little library.
Little library.
What
There
is
you go.
it called?
There's a million things we could do with that rec center.
Yeah,
So one of the things that we've talked about doing is putting a vending machine in there. So now that we're out of that building, and I know we've talked about water, being accessible, that could be something that we could do is talk to a vendor about putting in a snack machine and maybe a soda machine that has water and sodas,
I
Mhm.
called the
something like
I
that.
called the company way back when to see about doing that.
Mhm.
They would do that, and we could get
You get a little piece of the
the
action.
action right, and but it would depend. One thing that they require is security for their equipment.
Yeah.
Yes,
So in the building with
Right,
cameras and the
right.
doors locked, and we
So-
still have the alarm down there and everything.
Right.
So, I mean, that's certainly an option. And what we could do is maybe schedule, I don't want somebody having to be down at that building 5 days a week, 6 days, 7 days a week, 8 hours a day, whatever. But we could maybe 3 days a week have it open generally, the the kids want to come in and play cards or get out of the heat or, cool off, whatever, and just
Mhm.
maybe have people down there during that time.
And the other thing they want is when they want to stock it, they need,
They need
Somebody.
access.
yeah.
Mhm.
They need money or
No, we don't.
they just need access.
Yeah.
And we can program in their own code down there, or they can just contact Priscilla and she'll
Yeah.
meet them down there.
Yeah, right. And we can call them if it gets low, if we have a lot of.
Right.
So.
Okay.
Well, so is there any more discussion?
No,
Before
I
we-
think as we go, we could see how one activity goes and then work from
Yeah,
there.
and you can pretty much set up the rules and run it by
okay with
us.
me.
and-
No, I think that's perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I mean, I'm surprised that this 5-in-1 is relatively inexpensive.
It's those foldable tables. Just
Mhm.
fold it, put them away, and it comes with everything.
Does it
else
have
in there.
table tennis on it?
Yes, I'm just looking at it right now. Think of a foosball size.
Mhm.
So your pool table's gonna be that size, table tennis be that size. So it's not this giant.
It's not a
thing.
big one,
It's
yeah.
like 4 feet by 3 feet. So I was looking at it, table tennis, foosball, pool,
Mhm.
and what is it, the hockey,
Mhm.
air hockey. One of them even comes with a little basketball thing that you see
champion.
at Big Bike where you're throwing it.
Oh.
There's a million
Speak
different ones out
Chinese.
there. And they're relatively small. They're
Yeah.
Back when I was,
about that long,
19
maybe about
years
this
old.
wide, so it doesn't take up a lot of room. You're not at a pool hall with a full size
Yeah.
table, but it's something for the kids to do. And
Okay.
it's cheap. You get 2 or 3 of them, and
Well, and the other thing that we could do is, we will have we have internet down there. We're still maintaining the internet down there. So we could set it up for access. Keep in mind, it's going to have to be petitioned because it's still running our cameras and security and stuff down there. But we could petition off a guest piece on that. And then that way, kids want to come in and, I don't know, do they play online games against
yeah, but
each
you need,
They do.
you need fast.
He's shaking his head. I'm looking at Diego. He
I'm
knows
I'm
all
thinking
this.
more of like an after school type of thing. The kids could come
Tutoring.
for a couple.
You mentioned
the
something about
tutoring.
tutoring.
Couple of hours, have a little window. They come and do their homework. They
Homework.
want to hang out, make friends afterwards for an hour or two. I am more than happy to stay and watch and take care of it. I think it's just to bring people closer together and have these children appreciate the community so they won't vandalize
Destroy
it,
it.
and it'd be so
Exactly.
easy for them to destroy it and say, hey, I like where I live.
So
gonna
one of the
destroy it.
things that we need to consider for down there then is what I'll call household furniture, not this type of seating arrangement. So whether that be somebody who's upgrading and has, decent pieces they want to donate, or
Couches or armchairs
Yeah.
or recliners.
Sure.
or-
and even like a game table. I have, and I never use it, but I have one of those. It fits on top of a tabletop. It folds out. It's a poker table. You know what I'm talking about?
Like with the
Oh,
felt
yeah.
and stuff
It's
like
got
that.
the felt and the
Yeah.
little slots and everything, and then it folds up and it fits in a bag, and you put it in the closet. And
That's
it's
great.
it's heavy, and it's
And if people want to donate, game boards like Monopoly and
Right.
stuff like that, I know I have a couple of them. I don't know where, but
Yeah.
yeah, that would be
I've got
great
some
too.
jigsaw puzzles. I don't know if old people still like jigsaw puzzles
eh,
or any
I do
people.
jigsaws online.
I do it
I
all.
can't mess it up.
There you go.
I do it
Jigsaws
on my
online,
phone.
I've never seen
Oh
that.
yeah,
We can color online too.
yeah.
Do what?
Color
Color.
online.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Have mercy. I'm addicted.
So, Charles, why don't we
Ma'am?
put out and Gloria, because you are the person. So why don't we feed you some ideas, and then you post something publicly about it.
Absolutely.
Let's solicit some ideas. I'm going to ask because I don't know. How do you find AA?
Yeah.
Just go online and just go in online and ask for the San Antonio.
I
AA.
actually have a very, very close person to me.
Uh-huh.
And he actually set up something. So I will
Perfect. See what you can find out.
Go about-
who we need to contact to get something set up out here. I don't necessarily want it to just be AA.
no, it could be
NA.
anything.
NA is important. That's probably
The only thing that I wouldn't be able I won't run a meeting. Just need to find somebody, and it's just somebody to come
Exactly.
and they run it. That's it. That's all we need
Yeah,
to.
they have, believe me, you won't have any trouble
Yeah,
getting
no.
somebody out here for OA, NA, OA, SA, any of
There's
those.
essay? Really?
Yeah,
I did not know
What
that.
does this say?
sex.
Like, really? That's a problem? Boy, I'm out of the loop.
GA, gambling, they have gamblers.
The
and
game.
all.
That is
Yeah.
true.
That's true. Okay.
And now we got the slot machines out here.
Right.
Okay, if there's no more discussion, I'll run down what we talked about a little bit. We talked about the butterfly site and we set up, I believe, the 22nd to go and try and
At
get some of
night.
that done. Then I mentioned that Gary Smith for the grant
Mhm.
would be calling me this week, hopefully. If not, I'll start bothering him again. And we went and we mentioned that we would probably, after we get some other things done, start working on the baseball field, getting it operational, and we'd let Dave, maybe skim off the infield, and I'll get the name of the stuff they put down on the infield again. I know it, I can't think of it right now, and probably price out what it would cost and figure out how much we would need to put down on the infield, just to know how much. And we know that the exercise equipment is made with U.S. steel. And then we talked about, of course, the community center.
Mhm.
So, and I'd like to get back on the regular schedule again. So the next meeting would be June 1st, if we would be back on the regular schedule.
Next week.
Next week, you want to
Next
have
week.
it? Okay.
Well, no.
week.
Well,
It would be
because
on the regular schedule.
it would be the regular,
Oh.
because the meetings are the first and
And
third.
third, yeah, well, okay,
So we can do one next week, and then the next one would be the first.
right,
Yeah.
okay.
So you want to do one next week?
Yeah, it's okay with me. I just didn't want to.
No, I
scrunch
think it's a
them
good
all
idea
together.
because we've got a lot going on.
Yeah, and that way we
for-
could kind of get
planning.
something rolling.
Yeah, planning for the butterfly garden plus working on the community center as well.
Okay,
So-
I
By
didn't want
then
to have too many all at once and burn people out. So, but that's okay. I
Hey,
don't
y'all
care.
can't keep up with me because I am getting close to getting burned out, but I've been doing this a lot longer than y'all.
I think.
You're not allowed to get burned out
No, you're
now.
not allowed.
So, okay, we'll do it
Okay.
next week. So,
Sounds like a plan.
Next week, so next Tuesday.
right.
Which is the 22nd.
No, that's Saturday. A following
18th.
What
Saturday.
day am, oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm in the
Yeah.
wrong month. Okay. How about the 18th? Does that,
That
sound
sounds
better?
better.
Yeah,
Sounds
that
better,
sounds
yeah.
good.
So we'll do it on the
6:30.
18th, May 18th.
And if y'all want to come back down here, we can tentatively plan for this.
Yeah, I'd rather
Depending-
do things down here.
I would too, but
Yeah.
depending on
As long as the roof doesn't fall off.
yeah, as long
Don't
as
say that out loud.
yeah, some things you don't conjure up, like Beetlejuice.
Don't say it again.
Well, everybody have a good night and,
I'm gonna stop. Oh, you want
You
to?
haven't
oh,
adjourned
yeah,
yet?
that's right, yeah.
Where you
He's
going?
got one more action item.
Oh, I want to adjourn the meeting at 7:45.
Okay.